Every human chases a truth buried in the past. But what if that truth is literally buried beneath the ocean floor? A civilization so advanced, so secretive, so impossible to explain that it still haunts modern science. Was the lost city of Atlantis just a myth or a forgotten warning carved in time? Over 2,400 years ago, the philosopher Plato described a superpower nation that disappeared overnight in no bodies. No doings, just a story and a warning. That unchecked power leads to destruction. This isn't mythology. This is the origin of the Plato-Atlantis theory, and it's disturbingly specific. For centuries, we dismissed it as legend, but 21st century sonar scans, satellite imaging, and deep-sea dives are painting a different picture. Could the real Atlantis location be hiding in plain sight, right beneath our oceans? The first known mention of a lost city of Atlantis didn't come from a myth, but from a philosopher in 360 BC. Plato wrote about a mighty civilization that vanished beneath the sea. The T wasn't fantasy, damn. It was a lesson, a warning wrapped in real history. He claimed Atlantis existed 9,000 years before his time. Long before recorded history, he described it as more advanced than any known empire. Vast armies, complex laws, golden palaces, all swallowed in a single day. Plato called it a true account, passed down from Egyptian priests. He placed it beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we call the Strait of Gibraltar today. That exact detail keeps resurfacing in modern underwater research. Some researchers say Plato exaggerated, but others argue differently. What if he had access to ancient knowledge we lost long ago? Was Atlantis a metaphor or suppressed truth? The Plato-Atlantis theory continues to divide historians even today. Some dismiss it. Others dedicate entire careers to proving it real. And the search keeps pulling us back to one place, beneath the sea. But why would a philosopher risk his legacy over fiction? Plato was many things, but careless wasn't one of them. The mystery started with him, but it didn't end there. Plato gave us more than a story. He gave us a direction. And over 2,000 years later, the trail he left behind is still alive, still drawing us closer to the real Atlantis location. For centuries, scholars and scientists have searched for the real Atlantis location. Many started with the only geographic clue Plato gave, beyond the Pillars of Hercules. Today, that area is known as the Strait of Gibraltar. South of Spain, near Cadiz, underwater structures have been found. Some believe these match Plato's circular city design. Archaeologists call it coincidence, but not everyone agrees. Santorini in Greece is another possible site. Once home to the Minoan civilization that a massive volcanic eruption destroyed it suddenly, just like Atlantis. Could Plato describe a real disaster in symbolic form? Cuba, the Azores, even Antarctica have been proposed. All have mysterious underwater shapes with no clear explanation. The lost city of Atlantis might be hidden where we least expect. But the most compelling evidence comes from satellite mapping of the ocean floor. IT reveals patterns that don't look natural. Roads, grids, possible foundations. Could these be the remains of an ancient, forgotten civilization? Theories keep evolving, but the locations keep circling the Atlantic Ocean. Just as Plato described, every serious theory returns to the West. That alignment keeps the Plato-Atlantis theory alive and debated. And every new discovery raises more questions than answers. What if we've already found Atlantis but failed to recognize it? Next, we explore how advanced this lost empire really was. Plato didn't just mention Atlantis. He described it in striking detail that a civilization rich in science, architecture, politics, and military power, he claimed it surpassed every known empire of his time. The city was built in concentric circles, land and water perfectly aligned. Advanced irrigation systems connected the sea to the central palace. Its harbors could hold over 100 warships. They had written laws, schools, and even libraries, according to Plato. Their metallurgy included orichalcum, a metal more precious than gold. Was this science fiction or ancient reality? Many believe the lost city of Atlantis may have been a pre-Ice Age society. If true, it could rewrite everything we know about human history. But what made them vanish? Even today, no known civilization matches Plato's level of detail from that era. It's as if he saw it, or knew someone who did. How could he invent something so structured, yet so foreign? Scholars argue. Was this symbolic or evidence of forgotten technology? And if such power existed once, what destroyed it completely? That question leads us to Atlantis' darkest moment. The rise of Atlantis is breathtaking, but its fall was sudden, violent, and unexplained. Next, we reveal how this civilization may have been wiped from existence. Plato writes that Atlantis was destroyed in a single day and night, in a warning. No survivors. Only silence where greatness once stood. That he described massive earthquakes, fire, and waves swallowing the entire empire. Some experts believe this could have been a real geological event, a mega tsunami triggered by underwater volcanic eruption or shifting tectonic plates, the same type that destroyed ancient cities like Thera. The Plato-Atlantis theory mentions divine punishment for Atlantis' arrogance. They had strayed from virtue, chasing greed and power. Was nature the weapon, or a metaphor? Modern. Sonar has revealed sudden collapse zones beneath the Atlantic seabed. Structures snapped clean, like a city broken mid-breath. The evidence doesn't confirm, but it doesn't deny either. Some dismiss Plato's story as symbolic, but the details disturb. Why so specific if it were fiction? Could memory of an ancient cataclysm survive through myth? Across civilizations, flood legends share striking similarities. From Mesopotamia to India, stories echo Atlantis' fate, a worldwide memory of one forgotten disaster. The lost city of Atlantis didn't just fall, it vanished with no trace. That a collapse so perfect, it still hides from science. But maybe it wasn't lost by accident. In the last 50 years, scientists have searched the oceans like never before. Deep sea scans, satellite imaging, and robotic dives, all chasing one mystery. The lost city of Atlantis has become more than a legend. It's a mission. Expeditions in Spain, Morocco, and the Azores have revealed strange formations. Rectangular shapes, long walls, and underwater roads have appeared on sonar. Are these ruins or tricks of nature? In 2009, Google Earth showed a suspicious pattern off the coast of Africa, a massive grid resembling a city street map underwater. Google called it a glitch. Some called it evidence. National Geographic and Discovery have funded dives to verify these areas. Each mission brings more questions, but also more clues. The ocean is too vast to rule anything out. Today, Atlantis isn't a fantasy in books. It's a case file in research labs, AI mapping, deep sediment analysis, and ancient DNA studies are ongoing. Each test adds to the growing puzzle, and yet, no one agrees on a final answer. Some say we're close. Others say we're chasing shadows, but the Plato-Atlantis theory still leads the way. Maybe Atlantis isn't just a place, but a lost part of who we were, that a reminder of what humanity builds and what it can destroy. For now, the real Atlantis location remains unsolved.